Well, good morning. As you can see, I'm moving pretty fast. And it's a nice day out here around our happy little land, and a little muggy. It's about 75 out here now. Don't even know what time it is, around 6 or so maybe. Oh well. So today, take a little tour and update of the garden and that, and anything new. There wasn't a lot new. It was a very busy weekend. A lot of little intermittent harvest coming through off the plants and that. But one thing we did buy, and I gotta buy a few fittings for it yet and get it going, is a rainwater system. And got this off of somebody I work with here, and it holds about 325 gallons when completely full. Pretty clean inside, so a little screen on top and that, and by the valve down there, and we'll have it set. Probably gonna put it up about a 1.5 to 2 as time goes by. So, oh boy, so what have we all done? I'm gonna take a little quick walk through them. Oh, the wind got the rooster. Had too much luck with these zucchini seeds. They are a few years old, but we did get a couple plants coming up, so we're hoping we can get a little harvest before the end of the season here. We did take down the pea cage too, because snap peas were basically done, and we use this and plant a few beets here as well. Cucumbers, they're still going strong. We got a few, let's see, you got one down there. And, whoa, look at this. This big fella should really be harvested one of these days. There, you got some more growing there and over there. So, yeah. And you got some up here on the trellis going too as well, and that's going pretty nice. Squash doesn't look the greatest, but it's also growing new blossoms too. And there are some over on the other side. We just took some beans off the plant too, so beans I don't have to worry about today too much. Now over here is one of our sunflowers right now. These are about 6 feet tall that we planted. Those are going well. And over here the okra wasn't doing anything, so about from here down to here is probably about 80 beets planted. So we're going to try and get a few more of them in for a canning when the time comes. These puppies are holding on too, and then we got one crookneck squash right here, which seems to be doing better. The eggplants are flowering, and what I did is we had a bunch of those I don't even know what they were, plants around the bean cage. I pulled them out, let the light get on them, and as you can see right here, there are a lot of new blossoms on here, so I have a feeling we're going to have some good beans for quite a while yet. Moving over here, you know, I'm glad I did this. The mustards that we had and the spinach, because I had no idea the spinach did this, but if you look on here when the mustard goes to seed, you see all these seed pods right here, and those are where the seeds come from in mustard and the spice. And the spinach is kind of near the same a little bit, except it's a little bit thicker pod. See, all down there, which is kind of neat. So it's like a quick homeschool science lesson for the kids as well. This is what's getting really interesting too, is these are the Chinese asparagus beans that are just starting to grow. They're also known as the yard-long beans. They recommend harvesting about maybe 18 inches to 20 inches. But yeah, these right here are what the blossoms look like, if you can see. And hopefully soon, you know, they end up flowering. I'm working blind here, so we're gonna see what those all do. I can tell you right now, they're a lot taller and a lot rapidly growing, a lot faster. So, you know, it'd be kind of cool in a way right here if we'd end up having them cross-pollinate. And then over here where the old beets were, we did pull it out, and I did a little quick till job with a little rototiller. And we're trying by the end of this week get another fast-growing beet or radishes growing in there, something to keep it going. And these things right here, the tomatoes are way out of control, and honestly, I've had it trying to stake them. The problem is actually a good problem. We're actually getting a lot of good tomatoes on all of them. Nice size ones. You know, some of them 1.5 pounds plus. You know, you get up here, this is all one plant I'm showing you right here, so yeah, you know, a few of them split, but you know, it is what it is. So, like down here too, again, right there, one plant. And I still gotta swear by, these things are probably about the most phenomenal tomatoes I've ever grown. We've already taken about 15 pounds of tomatoes off the plants this week. And I can tell you right now, I'm probably gonna end up taking a few more. You know, let them ripen up on the counter and that until we get a chance. This right here, again, as you can see, my hand behind me is a very nice size. And these are the Amish ones that are really solid inside. Yeah, you can see they're taking over the walkway here, which again is not exactly a bad problem to have. It's still growing. And it's funny with this growing season, because realistically, we have had some really crappy plants. We've only lost a couple. And this one right here, for the longest time, looked really terrible. And some parts it still does. But this thing is really performing and popping out tomatoes. There's got to be good, almost 20 tomatoes and a lot of blossoms coming right here. We did end up getting our first okra, which is this plant right here, and I gotta say, I'm happy with it. I am happy with the results of it. Another thing that went good too is, you know, we started our second planting of dill, and this right here is about the size of it right now, the other ones. So any of my friends watching could use some dill and you're within reach, you know, hey, let me know, and we'll see what we can do. Our eggplants have been doing phenomenal. We got that kind of variety, and we also have, if you can see down here, some of the longer ones growing down here, quite a bit of them. And we also have the Thai eggplants growing right there, which we have about 7 or 8 on that plant alone, and they don't get as big as the other ones, so we'll be harvesting them and let the other ones have a chance. The grapevines have been one too, as well too, has been one of the most challenging things for us to do. And we finally got one taking off good right here, coming on down. Nothing on them yet, and they may not produce yet this year, but we do have some, had a few, a lot of growth on that one. And even over here, as you can see, some of them are starting to go a little bit more. Now as far as our hot peppers have gone, I gotta say it's been amazing. You know, these are the Trinidad Scorpions right now, and down over here we have a lot of the Thai Dragons, which are, a lot of them started right here. All over, a lot of new blossoms. And if you look down there, you can see our regular Trinidad scorpion starting to turn. And as well with the humidity, the long hots really bloomed up good. And that's what they look like. So again, good success there. What we're trying to do is sit there and figure out what works and what doesn't, planting where for next year. And one thing too is with okra is it grows a very awesome looking flower and bud. And that's what it looks like. It'll look even better when it goes up a little bit bigger. The basket of fires, I probably took about 100 or so of them off of these plants right here, and again, they're still coming. They're still budding with new ones, so most likely I will be back up here again sometime this week picking some more. Very spicy, I believe 80,000 Scoville units on them. Yeah, don't eat them alone. And over here, this one started to take over as some of the lemon boys, which are down here. And you know, if you get in the back right here, you'll see quite a few of them just waiting to be ripe right on here. As far as our beans, and we get a little bit more close up right here, these really have been awesome to us. A lot of bugs, unfortunately, but does not seem to hinder the growth too much. These things have been awesome too, the rattlesnake beans. They're a little bit bigger variety, but there's not as many, but they do not take long. This is about 3 days after picking, and they're already coming back again. Now over here you can see it's a lot less of those plants in there. Or cornflowers or whatever that accidentally got planted, probably by one of the kids at oh well. And we took them off because they're hindering. And we got all these new bush bean plants down here to go over, which hopefully will produce something decent. And they are the same type that are in the pots over there. They've been doing it fantastic. You know, and even again after picking 2 days ago, getting a lot of them to come on back. A lot of blossoms up here. And this is the other side too of the Chinese asparagus beans. And no, they weren't from one of those stupid little postings about mystery seeds from China. These were actually ordered for the purpose of it. You can kind of get the gist right here of where the flowers and the beans start, coming up from this side. One of the better things we had with our tomatoes as well were the Romas, and again we probably took about 16 to 18 of them off because they're starting to turn. So it might possibly be another good canning video coming up next week. And there our green peppers, I think we'll be getting a few more off of there as well. Those have been doing good. And another one I've been really impressed with too are these sweet bananas. They get about 4 inches total right there. A very, very mild flavor. Kind of like a smaller version, different color of the Italian long hots. You know, back here. And honestly, I do not know why they call them long hots. They are not a hot pepper at all. Probably has a consistency of a poblano pepper and taste of a sweet green pepper. We're coming back over here, and this is one problem we've had, and I know, yeah, we should have been staking them, and for the most part we were, but the jalapenos have been going really good this year. So these, I actually did not get around taking any off over here. This one we have not tasted yet, but it's the first time we ever planted the black crim tomatoes. It's pretty close to an heirloom variety. And these were very interesting. As I said, it doesn't go by color, but for softness, and you get about 2 inches round. So those are just a hair under full grown right here. And those are the indigo rose. Honestly, they really, to me, really don't taste any much different than anything, but as you can see with the buds too, they are prolific. They have some nice, awesome clusters, and you know, they're good tasting. They're just nothing special to me, I guess. And right here we got the pepper fooled ya. Again, two of those are going well, and those are basically the jalapenos without the heat. And here's a little bit better. We have more cucumbers over here again. Again, these are only 4 plants right here, so these have been probably putting out, if I had to guess, 6 to 8 pounds per week. Just on the 4 plants. And the name of that one, that was actually one of the few from Stein's that I was happy with, and those are the Chef Jeff's Premium. The regular Chef Jeff's, a lot of the stuff did not do as well as they did in years past. But when it has a Chef Jeff and the Premium under the tag, that's what seems to have done very well. So it's something you kind of might want to kind of check out. Remember next year when you go get your plants. Harvest is probably done for the year, but again, we had a lot of good growth too on our raspberry bushes here. And this is really a pain, this bird netting, I gotta say, but it is what it is when you have blueberries. So those are all doing good. We gotta get in there and do a little weeding yet. Now for the main garden and squash garden, this has been fantastic. We have our Cushaw pumpkins here. It's technically it's classified as a pumpkin, but it's technically a gourd. And I've never eaten one, but we're going to find out this year how good it is. And this was really amazing because a lot of people said, and I couldn't figure out, you know, how can something that big be secure on a vine? And you know, I didn't know on that, so I'm like, huh. All of a sudden these things started growing out right here. You know, right there's about a 4-pound gourd right there, and it's doing fine, just being hanging around. And that one's probably at about 8 pounds right there, and that's not going anywhere. That was fine on the vine too. And same one, we got another one started right there. And these things have been awesome and prolific too as well. This is where we were dumping a lot of our chicken poo too during the winter. And I laugh because all this whole pumpkin right here that you see right here started with 4 pumpkins that were in the ground that we missed the seeds, and they grew up wild. And you know, they're starting right here. For anything that dies, another one vine starts, and we got probably about 8 or 9 good-sized pumpkins on there. Got our first flowers on our rogue tomato plant come up, and we got our first tomatoes on there too. Woohoo! Moving here is another one of those Cushaws. Even last week, you can tell the growth in the pumpkins right here. You know, we got some over there, and one down there. And all these ones, you have at least double and triple their size. Some good flowering on the zucchini as well, and what the critters didn't get, yeah, pumpkins are actually going outside of it. And you can tell down there's a bigger one right down there, and another one there, and we got another one growing there. We do have our cantaloupes growing down there, so hopefully they don't get eaten anymore by the critters. I may end up putting another trap up here in that this year, see if I can get another groundhog. I hope not. I think they're ugly as hell. But yeah, we're all of a lot of them are dying in that. A lot of them are coming back and all that. Our watermelons, we got them going pretty good, and we got two varieties here actually. Got there, and then this other small circle one here. They're coming back, and these things too. We got them growing outside the cage as well, and you got right here and right there. So I mean, we do have they are growing. And let me see if I can find that other one. There's a lot of bees up here, but I'll tell you what, there's also a lot of pollination, so I can stay out of their way and let nature do its dirty job. And where are we at now? And we were hoping some more watermelons would come right here, and we did get a real tiny one, I think, up here. There we go. There we go. Now hopefully it'll grow. And out of 4 of them, we got one of them, which I guess is better than nothing. And it's a blue Hubbard squash. And we got that little feller there. And that's one of those really exotic varieties we decided to plant because it's there. And it's something a little different. And we do use our garden too for little thing is trying to grow things that not a lot of other people have. And you get a little bit better view down here if we can. Down there you can see a lot of our Trinidad scorpions going well. And we did get a nice little harvest of okra in there on some pods up to 8 inches long. Bad thing is that's literally on your hands and knees in a jungle up there, sitting there trying to harvest it. But this will grow back more and more. It's not like you grow one and that's it. You know, right here's the flowers off of them, still closing them. A lot of them, once pollinated, will turn into a pod. So that's about it for that garden tour right here. Kind of close up quick here and that so we can keep the happy critters out. And right about now, like I said, in garden outside, it's just a matter of cleaning up and trying to make the area a little bit better place. It's going to be canning season soon, so we'll be busy in there, and that's usually a couple weekend marathon. And I know I got one furlough day coming up next week, so that's not all bad. We could use the time and hopefully try to get caught up a little bit. And one thing I did kind of touch on, and it's not going to do too much with it this much this year, but it needed to be done. And where we had all that old firewood and junk wood from us moving in together and sitting around not having time to do it, we were blessed with actually a whole 2 days that were really good for burning. And kind of stinks now it's all gone. Now, you know, we have nothing left to burn, but you know, it was a couple of 8 to 10, 11 hour days burning. But where that was, I did a quick run with the rototiller here, and we have that all cleared out right there. You know, right by the fire pit right there, which is good. And you can actually see the back over here in the wooded area. And we do want to thin a little bit of this out a little bit more. And you can see those small trees right there. Those are buckthorn. Those are nasty as heck. I don't like, nobody likes them. I don't think the kids like getting stung by them. So they have to go for the sake of the empire. So this is going to be reclaimed here. I'm unsure what we're going to do here yet. And part of the tilling too wasn't just so much to plant anything this time, but even the ground out a little bit more. And then right here was the her old flower garden, and we kind of mapped out a little border right here of what we're going to do. And it didn't do too good over here. But give a few more feet over here and try and expand it a little bit. And you know, right up here we can get a little bit closer of all the buckthorn trees right here. Those skinny ones, and the 3 poles back. The last 3 over there, 3, 4, those have all got to go. They produce nothing of benefit. And this is the area right here we want to try and kind of have like a little micro ecosystem if we can, and do the permaculture thing, which is beyond growing. It's also for you know, the philosophy of making your land self-sufficient in its own little system. In some ways turn into a food forest. So on the other side of the flower garden too, where we're going to be doing, and it's nice because we can already see the benefits of it getting cleared out and that. It's working a little at a time. We got this right here, and this part right here is going to be reclaimed for the yard for now. And right where that stick is right there, this is most likely going to be cut off. And that'll be another part of the yard reclaim going straight down there to where you can hit with the mower. And a little update on our little E here, who was had post-Sven Gleet. She's just about done with her separation here, and she should be ready in the next couple days to be reintegrated into the flock, which is nice because you can see right here we keep one in the yard and the rest in there until they're done laying, then switch them out and that, so they both get some yard time. And then we're using an old dog cage right there to keep her separate during the night. So she's got actually a better perch than the other ones. So yeah, just like kids, sit there, you know, spoil them when they're sick. And the final thing, what we've been doing up here is this is the back of our of Jeannie's loofah gourds. And these things have been really cool to watch and to grow. Yeah, the only bad thing is we can't use our dinner bell now, but oh well. But yeah, just watch them you know, sit there and grow, and new ones and slowly go across the pergola. This one was, I'm hoping right here. Yeah, we're a little short, probably about another week or so. I'm going to end up trying to attach that one up here. We did train this one to climb up the side of it. And if you look back here, we got a few going across it. The other things too, it's been going good, is our cherry tomatoes. Up here, pretty much all of them are at 6 feet now, and still growing. These right here, like I said, it's an 8-foot pergola, so that one's at about 7.5, and that one's about the same height. So these are growing a little bit bigger and small than that, but I mean, the only thing I can attribute that to is a massive amount on this. I mean, they're easily over 150 on this plant alone, and that they're just tiny. And the ones that have gone good, and they're taking a while to grow and not as many blossoms, are the large cherries, which are Actually pretty much the size of those indigo rose ones. Now right here we got 7 of them right here, not even full grown yet. You know, and they're basically taking up the size of my hand. And another blessing we had too is right here. This tomatoes forming on here on the little tomato plant nobody wanted. Tried to give it away, nobody wanted it. And this is the green variety of the okra, which it's kind of nice. You can see how it consistently grows, and we took some bigger stalks off of here. This is one of the stalks right here, and you can see the flowers opening up a little bit better, which again, I'm not a flower guy, but it does make a really neat blossom, I have to say that. So all 3 of these are blossoming good. And then when that blossom dies, it'll end up shooting out a seed pod, which again looks right here. And that's the green variety of okra. It's not the emerald variety. The emerald variety is more like, because you can see right here is kind of like sides on it. And the spineless, it's called spineless okra, the green one. That's it, for having more of a round pod. But again, these are very odd, and a lot of people are iffy on okra. I think personally I like it. The entire family likes it, so it's very high in vitamins. Some of the other loofahs we had right here are getting, the ones hanging right there, that is probably about 18 inches, so it'll probably get another 2 feet. And hopefully plump up a little more, or ladies are going to have some pretty small sponges for bath time. And yeah, so I got that bee floating up here, and yeah, he's been a real hornball. He's actually popped up a couple flowers off by humping on it, so hey, who am I to judge? So that's about my life and our life in our little paradise up here for this weekend. Not too much else went on, nothing exciting. And you know, I gotta say, this is really a blessing, because yesterday was the first chance I got to go out for a while. And we went to the citywide rummage sale, and just to see over this terrible year that we've had, well, terrible in the sense of how things are. You know, ultimately it's what you make of it. But to go there and just to see the general public, you know, sitting there having a rummage sale, wear your mask at this rummage sale. I get it, yeah, it's a stupid state mandate, okay, whether you agree or not, it's fine. But it's like, you know, in a way to me that's saying, you know, I'm sorry, you don't have to be a jerk about it, okay? Number 2, if you want to make money, there's people like me, it's like I go, unless it was a super bargain, I won't, I'd just soon pay a little bit more somewhere else, because there's no reason for it. And what I also found too, unfortunately, a lot of it was just absolute junk that people wanted a fortune for. And they probably figured, well, it's a citywide rummage sale, people will be out, and people haven't had a chance to get out, but a lot of people are afraid, so it's nowhere near as big as it was last year. Well, it sucked. We found a couple places where they had some really good deals, and well, we may even go back today if we get time. Who knows? But they're very few and far between. Just going to the store and seeing the price of food in general, that just strengthens our resolve as a family more and more anyway. So again, that's not bad. We've come to the conclusion, if you want healthy food at a decent amount, you're gonna have to travel. So hey, so you see us go to so we're making a couple extra trips up to the Amish, or a couple trips out of town if we have to some bulk stores. But other than that, unless it's a straight meat sale or You know, and if we don't have it, and we really have not felt the need, with the exception of dairy and bread, for the family to go to the store. So, I mean, in a way, you're saving money there. It really doesn't matter if you're going 80 miles out of your way, because number one, you're going to get better and healthier food. It's going to be cheaper, so it pays for the gas. And quite honestly, there ain't nothing wrong with a family drive out there, especially when you see a lot of nature and you're just in a lot of just driving, enjoying and counting your blessings. And that's another thing important too, to sign off too. You know, tell which you have a crappy attitude or not, is it's pretty negative and on the darker side if you sit there and it's on your mind of what you don't have, rather than being grateful for the blessings you have been given. That's human nature, to always want something else, something more. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to better yourself, to feel more secure. But there also comes a time too, and it's like you can be happy with what you have. And this is one lessons that I've taken away so far up here personally as head of the household, a father and a husband, is to be not only grateful for what you have and the blessings you have when you keep what's important in your mind up there. I see things when I look around our area up here, what could be better, what we could use, but I also see what we have and what we've done and what we have the ability to do right now, or when we get time. So if I'm going to sit there and focus on, gee, I wish I had this, or boy, that would look nice, but it's a little expensive over there, I'd probably not be as much of a good mood as if I can go up to that garden and say, wow, we did this together as a family. We took one more step into being more self-sufficient and reduce our issues on the world, and to honor the land and honor God, and to know that we were blessed to be given the strength to do this, and we were blessed to have the ability, and I still firmly believe being thankful and personal attitude has everything to do with success or failure. I mean, you can say some things are a lost cause, and that's fine, but I mean, whether it's a job or whatever, I mean, that's irrelevant, because if you're not gonna, you don't live at your work. If you're living for your work, I will tell you, you'll do nothing but work yourself into a frickin' grave and just really totally screw with yourself physically, mentally, and whatever. And I've been through the workaholic phase of my life. I've made plenty of mistakes. I've made a lot of times where, the almighty dollar was more important. And you know where it got me? Middle age with probably an ulcer or two. It ain't worth it. And there's, right here, there's one thing I know right here, is I have a wife who is awesome, and kids who are awesome, for the most part. And we have what we need here. And it's not only a matter of being grateful for what you have, it's also a matter of using what you have. I mean, I see right here in that for our garden, there's so much area here that's has more potential, can look better, and you know something, we'll get there. We'll get there in time. But we're not gonna sit there and hem and haw and get all paranoid over it. I mean, the only thing we're going to be going knockdown crazy for is come up in a few weeks, and that's canning season, because that don't wait. So that's about all I's got for this week that I know of. Unless we get some weird inspiration, do a quick video like the last three we did was, we decided, tired as heck, we were going to sit there and can 14 quarts of miscellaneous crap, pickled, in 2 hours and 5 minutes. We set for 2 hours and we shot it over by 2 hours and 5 minutes, which ain't bad, considering that time. Also figured pulling the leftovers from the garden, prepping, canning, and cleanup. So a little race and that, and it's family activity and that, but that's okay. So maybe a couple minutes with the ladies while we say see you next week, and have a good, blessed week.